At $1 million in funds, a big relief could be coming to Santa Cruz renters. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I'm Veronica Macias.
And I'm Aaron Groff. This is money specifically for people struggling to cover their rent during the pandemic, a problem that touches every single corner of our country. KION's Drew Andre is live in Santa Cruz tonight. And Drew, when can people actually see a check?
Well, Aaron, Veronica, the Board of Supervisors still needs to officially pass this proposal. Now, that $1 million in funds will come directly from the CARES Act. Supervisor John Leopold says it will help hundreds of renters in Santa Cruz County who are struggling to get by. The possibility of homelessness looms over many as record numbers of jobs have disappeared during the pandemic.
People are hungry. People cannot afford the rent and will lose their housing. Our families are facing evictions now.
Santa Cruz County is following the state's eviction moratorium, which means no evictions until at least the end of September. But tenants will still have to eventually pay the backlog in rent.
If they can't be evicted, that's great, but we need to give them financial assistance so they can actually survive.
And those additional weekly $600 federal unemployment checks have now expired.
So we need to find a way to provide that money because there isn't enough coming from unemployment or one-time stimulus funds to be able to support the high cost of living here in Santa Cruz.
Leopold, who proposed the assistance for renters, says those who have lost their jobs during COVID-19 will be the top priority. He says the checks from the CARES Act funding should cover a substantial amount of rent and ideally last for more than a month.
The vulnerable families in our communities continue to struggle and are being impacted in ways that I don't know if we didn't anticipate.
The county has also applied at the state level for another $1 million in assistance for its renters. Leopold says if all goes well, renters could see the CARES Act funds by the end of the month.
We'll be coming out hopefully next week with the program details about how people can apply for it. And we know that we need to identify even more resources because this $1 million is just our first investment, but it won't be our last.
Now, this money will only be for renters in unincorporated Santa Cruz County. Now, this proposal will be discussed next week at the county's budget hearing and then will officially be voted on the week after that. Some organizations, possibly like the Community Action Board, will help with some of the outreach if this passes. Reporting live in Santa Cruz, Drew Andre, KION News, Channel 546.